Hi, guys. I wanted to come on here today and ask a question. I wanted to know if I'm the only black um, American that has these feelings. Why does it seem that African Americans are always being targeted? It's like we always are having to defend ourselves against other black people. I've always been open to meeting and talking with black people from all around the world. I mean, we all came from the same place, right? That's what I thought. I guess I may be more into ancestry than others. And with that said, I've connected with a couple of cousins in Africa. Okay. Okay. We are accused of having no culture by people who try to dress like us, walk like us, walk and talk like us, etc., etc. Does that make sense? Akon said it recently, and recently Burna Boy said it. Oh well, targeted we are. I've been told when Jamaicans, Africans, and other black people, not American, come to the U.S., they often are told before they get here that when they get here, just be on the lookout because the black Americans are shiftless and lazy. Say what? I used to work at a group home that was largely comprised of employees that were African. I felt like they were the shiftless and lazy ones, and they thought like I was a slave the way they used to try to work me. So I don't know where this guy got this from, but like I said, that's before they even come over here. They are told that. So when they get over here, that's how they treat us. Like, oh, they're shiftless and lazy, blah, blah, blah. I know a guy. He was from Djibouti, very small little country next to Ethiopia. And he was married to a black American woman who had a lot of kids. He told me this. She has, my wife, she has a lot of kids. Okay, but what I saw was that, and I'm not judging, no offense or anything like that. They were using each other. He was using her to get a green card. She was using him for whatever security he could give her. I mean, hey, it's happened. It happens, What gets me is that for one, I don't judge people by color. Try not to, because we all have some racist tendencies. If you treat me okay, I'm going to treat you okay. That's how I go. Well, I don't know. I'll never forget the time that I was at that same place working where a lot of Africans were working. And all of a sudden, this older lady and this younger lady, they got into this very heated argument. It was so heated. I thought they were going to fight. It escalated. It was like, oh my God. And the individuals who we were working for, they're walking around like, oh, this is a norm. I'm saying, oh my God. And so after a while, it kind of like just died out. It just like panned out, like it started. And I remember mentioning this incident to a neighbor, a Nigerian neighbor of mine years later. She laughed it off. She said, hey, child, that's how we talk. I said, that's how you all talk? However, you see, that's a cultural thing. For them, that's their culture. So I don't understand why they don't understand. We all have cultural differences. Just like black people that live in the United States. If I have a cousin that lives in Louisiana, he tells me stuff about what they do there, and it's nothing that I've heard of before, just like certain foods that they eat. I've never had it before, but it doesn't mean I won't be open to trying it because that's what it's all about. I remember the time I was in Europe and I was getting ready to go on one of those double-decker bus tours. It was like early in the morning, like maybe 8 or 9 o'clock. It was like really quiet and everything. We're sitting on the bus waiting for the driver to come on and start the tour. All of a sudden, I hear loud talking. And I look around, and it's these two Africans. They're just talking, but they're talking so loud. And like I said, nobody else was engaging in hearing any music, anything like that. They just started like talking real loud. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It's really funny if you think about it that way. You know, we have differences, like I said, cultural differences. What about religious differences? I don't want to really get into it, but I just want to say that in some of the countries, African countries, like people are dying, being killed by other um, religious people. You know, I always thought, like if you're religious, like thou shalt not kill, but I guess they say that's in the Bible that was written by, I don't know who it was written by, but all I know is that there's certain things that we, if you're trying to live your life right, if you're trying to be a good person, you're not going to want to kill somebody, especially over a religious preference. But you didn't hear that from me. I don't like the fact that we're the only people that don't have a home. We don't have a home. I don't consider this my home. It's like, this is not my home. I'm just passing through. And that's something that I long to have. I want to have a place where I can go, where I can like be myself and just, like when you think about certain things, I don't care what you think about yourself, and I'm not judging because some people don't want to be associated with Africans, and that's fine. All I know is that it's certain things that, like when the drums started, when you hear some drums, some African drums, something like that. I mean, it's like your body, makes you want to just like start, hey, hey, hey. It doesn't matter if I'm American, if I'm Nigerian, if I'm from the Caribbean. The drums, and who don't like the drums. The folks that don't like the drums, it's like, cut it out, stop it. What? Yeah. But on the real, seriously, our ancestors, our family members, they made a lot of sacrifices. They really did make a lot of sacrifices. And it's not something that you just, like some people want to try to act like it didn't exist or they didn't do these things. Like they came here and everything was set. And we all know that's not true. We know who did the work, okay? With our ancestors not being acknowledged and respected for the contributions they made, that's another slap in the face for us. Okay, but I still don't hate all white people. I don't. And why does it seem like people from the Caribbean and like Africa, seems like they like gang up on us? I just feel the way. I don't want to be paranoid. They want to talk about our shortcomings and like how if they lived here, they would have this and they would have that and blah this and blah that. They're not even acknowledging the traumas that we withstood, our ancestors and all that, and how it's hereditary. It surfaces down generation to generation. And, I don't know. We have a lot of people here that are, what do you call it? Like they're into material possessions and things like that. That's their right. I knew somebody that had 2 jobs their whole life, and they had a lot of nice things. And I said, hey, you deserve it. You work 2 jobs. Hey, take my hat off to you. If that's what makes you happy, But for somebody to come over here from another country and judge, like where we should be, or you don't have this or you don't have that, like, and that's how they judge you, the individual. I just have a problem with that. I think that's kind of lame, you know. And it's just the fact that if our ancestors had not made the contributions that they did make, these people coming over from these other countries, these black people, they don't think about the fact that they may not have, been in a good place if it had not been for the sacrifices and accomplishments that our people made. And that's what that Nigerian neighbor of mine told me. And see, that's the thing. I like to hear Africans acknowledging, not criticizing us, acknowledging, oh wow, you all did this, you all did. It's the truth. It's the truth. Okay? It's the truth. At the end of the day, I would hope that we as a people could come to the realization or consider maybe a lot of these beliefs were concocted by you know who and why. They know if we stand united, let me just say this. When we all wake up and consider, maybe a lot of the beliefs we have about each other were concocted by you know who to further divide us as a people, as they know with us united, they may as well turn around and flee back to the caves they crawled out of. Let me state, I don't hate white people. I hate white people who think they are better, entitled, and continue on the path that was set by their racist family members from back in the day when a Sunday afternoon was spent sitting on a blanket, eating lunch while watching a black man hung. Blessings.